include heading up the organization's ongoing work to develop a more impactful relationship with the Los Angeles community and growing the team's brand. Now, I was offended when I heard this because I thought of you. Where were you born and raised? Born and raised in L.A., baby. Born and raised in L.A. LT, while he was a fine player, just barely better than you.
Keep going. And go again. Light come back again.
Okay, Lightyear is better than you.
Hell yeah.
I'll give him that.
Give him that.
This is your city. What do I often tease you about? You're the mayor of LA. You know everybody. You know every community you turned down. Oh, they wanted me to be in Matrix 7, but I told them no. But I'm going to be in John Wick 2. Oh, yeah, I was at the chair of the foundation, and I hosted it. And so I thought, who better than to tie them with the city of LA, the community of LA, and the fan base in LA than you? I am firing my agent and hiring Kelly. I'm not done. Oh, let's go. You got some more ammo? No. But I thought to myself, this role fits you perfectly. You had dinner with the Spanos family a few weeks back and last night. And, I didn't know that.
I didn't know this story was coming out today. Don't be having me on no dinner date. You ain't offering me.
That's what they did. They buttered you up real quick. Hey, how you like that steak?
Brace yourself.
Ray still likes to drink. Let's get him hydrated. It won't be quite as bad. But no, when I heard this again, source from the city right now, specifically on football operations, we're going to get just not the personnel.
Oh, thank God. He ain't got to wear that. So he had a specific role.
So no specific role.
What's the first thing you think? That's what you want.
According to, I was going to say, but what do you the first thing? So, it's doing heading up our organization's ongoing work to develop a more impactful relationship with the other community.
Yeah, but I don't want to get bogged down. The first sentence sounded like they're considering. They say considering, right? And then
ongoing negotiation.
Yeah. You know what's great about that? LT really exemplifies what this organization is about in terms of it does have a layer of excellence that is not being totally respected because of the World Championship. Good luck getting the championship in the damn AFC. New England sitting there like, what y'all do? Y'all play football too?
It's like the Warriors in the West.
Like, damn, sorry. That and also the fact that LT is a tremendous person, Hall of Famer already. So when you want to do something like this in a new situation, and I give respect to guys who are behind it. So obviously, you know, last night, the reason I missed the show is because I was with the Spanos family once again, and everyone was trying to get themselves into the LA community, our community. Let me say my community, since I want to be selfish about this. And if I had to do what I
did you make it to where you had to go?
Now, I wouldn't stop hiring there, but I certainly
yeah, but I couldn't grab everything as I wanted.
To talk about greatness. You don't want a guy that you cut from your organization. Now your new ambassador. Not your first ambassador, and I get it. But you know what's funny? Our conversations are turning a little more towards, hey, let's see what opportunities are.
What role can you play? What part can you have in this? I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at this formal or this informal because I got love for them. Look, one, as I just purchased a new house, I don't know how much of that is from Chargers money, but some of it is. Let's just be real. These Spanos help out in that house somehow, some way, too.
And I know the house has to be nice. First of all, you play with this. She did, oh man, bought the new house, and here's my guy. You shouted out to think your real estate agent was actually. Yeah. But then, you did what like some people do with their kids now, where they show like just an eye, just the side of the face. You didn't really show the house. You just showed the glass balcony.
I'm not just. I was like, I'm gonna tease you. Full disclosure, one is social media, so I can't show my house because I know how people with geotags and, address. You show your address, Cassidy's Google mapping, and they had the crib, so I gotta get an autograph or worse. So I can't go that place, and I've told my wife to be careful about that. But two, that's a 4-year-old picture that Kofi and I were looking at home 4 years ago. So that's really throwing them off my scent. That ain't my house.
Somebody right there right now. He's been talking to me. It's been 15 years. He don't want to call me back.
Yep.
At his
And I
house.
open the door. Hey. All right.
Sleepy.
But no, all that said, I got love for the Chargers. No, nothing needs
No
to come
LOL.
of our love. Nothing needs to come of me hanging with them and introducing them to people and the relationships that I have. And shout out to Jeff Green, who's making this all happen for them as well. I just love the fact that they're here, and I want them to really get out here and make some noise.
LT is a great pick. I mean, he is the pick you go to. But of course, naturally, my bias kicking in. You're always championing them. You're always talking about them, singing their praises, and your time there.
Well, they did give me one opportunity, but I don't know about that yet. We still got to get the money right.
Okay.
Yeah, they still
Did
didn't
not talk about it.
They want me to DJ between the first and second quarter.
Wait. Joker serious.
Is that it?
They're like, no,
We just want that to be the urban
You
quarter.
can't even get halftime?
No. We want the urban moment.
Moments. And they got their fix. Okay. Whew. It's not get carried away and give them a halftime.
So my agent counter with the third and fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, that's when it gets hyped. Yeah,
More
for me.
meaningful.
That was accompanied with a cabana.
Cabana. And if it goes to overtime, I got
Get that.
I got that.
Dang. Oh, well, if it gets me in the building, I'm gonna tell you to do it.
No, we.
I'm gonna tell you to do it.
No, we.
But yeah, I read the story and I thought of you, man. I was like, man, no, that's
After the Hall of Fame.
after the Hall of Fame. So they hired 2-3 people. You're on the list.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sean Merriman probably didn't go through. I know
I
he's
don't know
all
what Andy
out.
there. He did. He had lights out. He did. But you embody it. You're the ambassador. Like everyone knows you. You're on television. You're on radio. DJ. You can go into Beverly Hills and or go to Compton. You're well regarded. You're well respected. I'm just trying to get on sports base more often.
Oh, my God.
All right, hey, coming up is halftime. I'm just going to give you the rundown for the rest of the show. We'll be halftime.
Oh, they try to fix it.
Only on until 6. We'll walk you up the Lakers countdown at 6 o'clock. And then Mark Slaves is going to join us at 5:15. A whole lot of NFL stories. You hear Adrian Peterson get cut, Kirk Cousins being franchised again. First quarterback to be back-to-back franchise player.
Grim Reaper's out. That's
Red
right.
Reaper's out. There's some other NFL stories as well, so he's going to join us again at 5:15. Halftime is next. Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin ESPN.
The Golden State Warriors, the San Antonio Spurs, number 1 and number 2 in the NBA. They go head-to-head this Saturday night.
Curry step back deep two. Curry left to the lane and he elevates into the air, flushes it down. Klay Thompson at 20. Traffic go.
Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern on ABC and on ESPN Radio. Presented by GNC.
We're on. We're on.
Should we tell it? Should we say it? No, we got halftime first.
Yeah, we got
We got some Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Beyonce stories.
Yeah.
I'm giving up dirt.
You've been giving up a lot of dirt.
You cats be texting me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna tell you. You know I'm a snitch.
Why they keep telling us something? Man, y'all don't let, we didn't let D'Angelo live. It's been a year, 20 years.
I gotta be a better leader. Is that what you're telling me?
You need to be a better leader. You stop bringing up people who snitch, and you stop being a snitch. How about that? Halftime. I said halftime.
I want to hear the stories. The police stories.
Oh no, we're gonna wait till after halftime. We're gonna keep 'em on. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Mario withheld
And halftime is brought to you by MarcellusWallyShop.com. Go over there and buy your latest That Dude gear. Make sure you guys smoke all stuff, and who else will do it? Or ShopMisfit.com.
There you have it.
ShopMisfit.com. Get all your yoga wear. Hey, ladies!
Ladies.
Kelvin and Tony got it. That's right. What's up, dog?
Guys, well, I was going to ask you about Coachella, but should we save that for a break or?
Well, yeah, it's not that. What?
Is it long enough to go there? It's not. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Lady Gaga was reportedly filled Beyonce's spot at Coachella.
Yeah, my boy over there who does something over there, he ain't running it, texted me that as well. And I said, oh, okay, Lady Gaga. I wrote back, meh, like that ain't gonna do it for me. One, she already just did the Super Bowl. Then she just do the Grammys, and it's like, now she's doing her world tour, which is amazing. I love me some Lady Gaga in terms of talent, but and then the real came out. He told me that, well, the first offer wasn't Lady Gaga. It was, wait for it, Rihanna.
Oh.
And Rihanna wrote back, quote, I ain't no replacement. So y'all can have that. Turn that $1 million+ down.
Yeah, Rihanna has had a heck of a career, right? We know that, and but she's always in the battle, the mix. Right? So regardless of who's finer, Beyonce or Rihanna?
No, that's not an argument. Next.
Wait, who is it?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm not trying to diss Rihanna super fine.
Clearly you're not dissing
But
her.
what Beyonce is like they don't make that. That's like
I will
Jay-Z.
give you that. I will give you
Yeah.
that. But
Marilyn
Rihanna,
Monroe.
would you agree there's a difference between and I think Rihanna is sexier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, I will agree with that. Rihanna is sexier. She oozes more.
Brothers, if we at the club and they both are there, we can know.
If you got Beyonce, you got Rihanna, I'm not. Okay, fine. But my point is, and then you talk about even music. Oh, Rihanna makes really good songs. She's not
This
Beyonce.
had better
So I
be
think that's why she doesn't want you to be a replacement.
Right, she's not. But you better than Beyonce. Admit it.
For me,
How long you
yes.
gonna hear Deja Vu?
For me,
Come
yes.
on, man.
She makes something that I can watch.
Rihanna's better.
But Beyonce is epic.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know John. Anyway, we just looking at him physically.
Damn.
You need to get 2017.
You need to grow up, you
need
man.
to objectify women, like
Tell
I
me
just don't do.
That is
Sounds bad, but I'm just talking about in general. Not me. Not me.
Ladies, he speaks for himself, not the Marcellus himself.
no, but his motto is true because that's the whole LA. I came to LA to be a musician because you're pretty from where you're from. But then you come out here and we're like, oh, can you sing? Well, I'm working on that. Well, then that's why you're not going to blow up. You got to be able to hold a note.
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
I may be a doctor,
But
I cannot cure
this
your
past
sickness.
weekend had a heck of a party. It's
Yeah.
40th birthday weekend.
Right next door.
Look at
No,
that,
continue. I
fella.
can't wait to talk about this. Continue.
Yeah, well, his house was burglarized back in Vegas. So, of course, they knew he was going to be out here in L.A. Security, they found him, so they were here in L.A. Just when you have a lot of people around you like Floyd does, this tends to
Yeah, there's a lot of ways. Well, you were happy to talk about
But
it.
no, just because I shot you a text. Remember I texted you, you were moving, so you probably didn't remember.
Oh.
I said, hey, Big Dog, let me know if we are going to a Florida event.
I got that
Because
text a
my
few
entire timeline on any social media platform was, hey, I'm at the Floyd Mayweather. We're still at the Floyd Mayweather party.
Yeah.
I mean, every single person I knew was at the Floyd Mayweather party, whether it be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Right.
And that was the moment I felt like, you know what? I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it.
I'm not doing it big
Not being
because
typical.
why am I not being not that. I'm not doing it big. Why am I not invited to this? Why don't I know about this?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. They sold tickets on Groupon.
Why am I?
That's why you're not invited.
Yeah.
You got that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Like, people bought tickets. Like regular people, whoever they are, bought tickets.
I don't
They were
work Monday through Friday on this radio station. You know,
You hear that voice in the back of your head? That's pride. That's
me
pride.
knowing you supposed to
I was
be
gonna go if I wasn't moving. Well, I shouldn't say I did go. Boy, I did go.
Oh,
Boy, he gonna say, hey, y'all, that party was cracking up. I'm like,
yeah. Well, just go through your timeline. You can tell them everything that
I
happened.
did see that. Shout out to my homegirl, Keisha Ziegler, who gave me every single update I could imagine. All right, I saw it from that perspective. But here's the story that he got burglarized. Problem with social media is, like I was saying, I don't put my house, my address on there, you know, because people will, if they want to find you, they can find a way to use your breadcrumbs to find you. And when you're Floyd and having that single lifestyle, and you got hundreds of people in the entourage, and I've seen them, and I'm not exaggerating, at times, and you got tour buses, and you got, you know, females that want to hang with you. You can take their phones all you want, so you can't post that you're with the champ. That's what they do now. Where you live.
And when you're not
When
home.
you're not home. And that's the problem with this.
My mother said something years ago. This is the MySpace show. So let me dust off the story. My mother said, I will never forget this. My sister went on vacation. And, you know, hey, girls were being traveled. And my mom said, so you would post that picture. It has you know, in bikini, obviously wear a bikini to the beach, but you would put that out there, you know, everybody knows your full name, your blah, 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 blah. And she just could not fathom or wrap her mind around the information that we put out there, physical things that we put out there, associated with a gender. hey, I'm headed to Cancun, gonna be out of town. Like, you put that out. So I remember hearing that and trying to justify it. Well, Mark, look, you just right. And I was thinking one day we're gonna look back at some of this stuff, which you mentioned as well. All the information we put out, how we put ourselves out there, a lot of nakedness that you can see that you normally couldn't see. There's all these things, so all the information you put in your personal life, they're gonna look back and be a little embarrassed one day. Like, oh, we did all that? And obviously not maybe you particularly yourselves or myself, but we as a people, I think we're gonna be a little embarrassed one day.
Unless it doesn't get less exposed, it gets more exposed.
Things are cyclical. I think we're going to come back around to privacy. God, people are going to want to be private. I want to hold my things close to me, close to the vest.
Technology is not good. What they do, look, they're coming out with the new Samsung phone that is nothing but the 2000 version of your Samsung or Razr. It's like a simple version. Yeah, that will. But technology usually continues to evolve and push the envelope. So let's hope it's cyclical. If not, this is going to be the worst.
Next.
The league said Dwight Howard should not have been ejected. Against the Celtics for hanging on the rim. Do you think the refs in the NBA, fans are just picking on Dwight, man?
Dwight. I defended him on Sports Nation, and I would defend him in short again. No one talked bad about Dwight Howard, Orlando Magic until that last year when he snitched on the coach, didn't act like he didn't, and then all that got bad. Then the narrative just changed like 180 on that dude. Then he comes to LA and he has a bad back, he has back surgery, going out there playing. Kobe, you know how Kobe rolled. Kobe's like, it's my organization. They lied to the dude, told him if he came, he would get the keys to the franchise, just sign on. He gets here, that was not the truth or the case. Then he takes his hobble butt to Houston. James Harden sitting there saying, excuse me, you know who I am right now? Dun Dada, and I'm not sharing with you because I don't really feel you like that as a person. So he goes to two places where there's no embrace for the superstar that exists. And then he finds himself he's been playing okay. All that said, I'm not singing the blues for Dwight Howard, but I certainly know his narrative doesn't fit this game.
I would say that even after the Orlando lying on Stan Van Gundy, trying to put his arm around him, hey, no, we're good. And Stan Van's like, yeah, we're not. I would say the real nail in the coffin for his persona, again, as you mentioned, the narrative about Dwight Howard, really was when Kobe stiff-armed him. Because we can say all the Orlando stuff, but everyone was hyped up with the idea of him, Gasol, Bryant, and Nash, and how that was going to be this super team that would win. Everyone was, oh man, Kobe and Dwight, oh that's crazy. But then when it didn't work out, and it didn't just work out, Kobe kind of, that's not my type of guy, kind of stiff-armed. I'm about business, I'm serious with this silly guy. That's the final straw when everyone went, oh, he's just that. He is really what we thought. We thought it was fun, but we didn't know that who he was. Kobe really put that nail in that coffin. And so now, no matter what he does, that's who he is. And I think he's grown. The things that I've heard, things that I've seen, he's grown. So we don't allow to grow. How dare you try to grow? Yeah. We've already written the book on you. Close that book.
And to your point, Kelvin, how about Kobe's stiff-arm? The narrative's written, and then the organization still was begging and putting billboards up for him to stay. That lets you know how foolish the narrative is because if he's all that, why are you guys still sitting there begging for this guy if he's all these issues? But you know why? Because those issues are not who he is. But hey, I'm not here to defend the White, but I certainly know I don't believe the hype.
And I also think, by the way, way bigger expectations than what he really was. Shaq came into the game with skills. You remember Shaq was freaking bananas. And then Dwight comes in the league, this big guy. Dwight Howard. I think he's living for what he was. That's it. Like we expect, maybe not. Like you can't be Shaq. Like Shaq, Hakeem, these centers. He's not that. He's a couple tiers below, and he was that. Defender gets his putbacks, dunk on you, catch him out of you. It was nothing more. Yes, I do think he could have maybe learned the skills, but he was in that era I always tell you about the big men who didn't learn the skills because their whole MO was, you're big, jump and rebound, that's all you need to do. And then him, Dwight, DeAndre Jordan, a lot of other guys coming to the league.
This weapon will suit my particular needs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not skilled. We're starting to see that.
He's built like David Robinson. I don't think he's as good, obviously, but David Robinson had his limitations as well, as Shaq tried to expose every time he found him, got against him. David Robinson's not Shaq, and David Robinson's not Akeem. Like, okay, but we ain't killing David Robinson.
But don't get it twisted. Dwight Howard still did some dumb things, like go to an airport with guns and stay.
But the fight is
Yeah, that ain't.
Hey, I can't take my guns in here? No, you can't take my guns. Lucky he's in Texas where they let him give the bag of guns to his friend. Hey man, here you go, here's the pistol.
Yeah.
That was another state, he's going to jail. One more, Mike, next.
Last but definitely not least, Eric Berry, a guy that was fighting for his life, man. I've seen this headline and it just made me feel good. At least to a 6-year, $78 million deal. A guy that was fighting for his life, like I said before, and now it's just
hounds of hell are knocking on our door.
Awesome story. I mean, nothing really more to add. Talk about a guy who's struggling with his health, about what, a year and a half ago, didn't know where he would be physically, vacant. Came back, had a heck of a season last year. People were saying he could have been defensive player of the year. They hit him from everything I've ever seen. I love the story. I love the game. I love the redemption. I love him coming back. Everything about it you love, and you also love a guy who put so much into it and got so much from it, but now gets the monetary compensation. In this case, it almost got taken away from him in a short-lived he scored 8 points in the game. Yeah. How are you a defensive back, safety, and you score 8 points? That shows how good. All right, there you have it. Halftime. We do it every day. Good portion of the show. Again, we're only on until 6 today. So we'll of course the Lakers countdown. So if you guys walk in, let's find out which fan brother he is with. Y'all feel cool? Here we go. 5 diss tracks. Here we go. Y'all got one? It's time to do it. Oh, okay. Let's do that next. Let's do it. All right. So we're gonna do our power rankings, and every week when we do our power rankings, I told Mike I don't want to just do, especially with football done. I want to do top 10 teams.
Oh, you told Mike you ain't working with Mike no more? You just tell him Mike?
I told him.
Oh, in diss track mode.
Diss track. Already. Mike and I conversed about. Let's mix it up. So let's do it.
I like these meetings that I do. Yeah.
Well, you already know.
I'm not coming.
You're not coming. The boss came in here trying to ask you.
I was like, can you cut balls and huh?
By the way, you'll tell me what.
I noticed too. They were pretty good jokes.
He was not in the mood. He was like, hey, Marcel, hey,
Yeah, okay.
tomorrow I need you. He wasn't in the mood.
He wrote me an email too, one word.
He was not in the mood. So we're going to do our power rankings each week. Some weeks it'll be sports, and some weeks it'll be any relevant to what's going on in the world. This week we are doing top 5 diss tracks. We're doing it. That's going to be ourselves and Kelvin. All right,
Let's do it. West Side. Ain't nothing going on with the bomb. That song.
Oh, now. Come on, man. Well, is he on your list at all? After this with Marcellus and Kelvin on a Tuesday. Thank you for listening again. Marcellus watching. Here's what you do. Because actually, I think right. Boy, you just don't break that camera. That's the live down. Apparently, we're going to be filming this. We're going to put this online. So, let's start now with the conversation. We're doing our top 5 colors.
We're going to put this online?
What the hell talk like that? You going to put this on? All right. Sponsored by Brightful. So weekly, we're going to do our power rankings. We did football, but
Jay, was you happy to see your son?
Oh man, he was geeked up, man. He was
You the only person that my son ever asked me about. He asks me about nobody else. He just wondered what y'all 2 niggas was doing. You 2 niggas is all he ever asked about. Wow. What's up with Jay? What's Michelle doing? Why you been over there? I'm like, nigga, I go over there damn near every day. Oh, wow. But he'll be back to do another home pass on the 31st, and then he'll get to get out for good.
Okay. That's cool.
But he won't be coming back here. Hopefully, I'll be moving. Yeah. But he won't be coming back here. He's going to get little dad. The old folks' home. That's where he needs to be. I'm sending him to the old folks' home. I am. His dad over the motherfucker. You go over there with the old man. He know how to. Good luck. Yeah. He's cool, but he listens to Jerry though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that's who he always wanted to be with. You know what I mean? His dad. But I think that would have helped him a lot. You know what I mean? And just him being an older dude and being how he is, period. You know, he's real structured. Yeah. And I tried to send him over there. So he wasn't even trying. 30 days, literally. 1 month before that happened, Jay, I tried to send him to his dad's house, and he told me he ain't wanting to come over there. Talking about he too old to be dealing with that and all of that. Dealing with what? That's your son. And so hence, he ended up getting in trouble, and I knew it was coming, and I asked for your help, and you ain't helping. You know what I mean? And so now it's like, I'm like, Jerry, damn, like you dropped the ball, old nigga. I mean, you older than me. He's 65, Jay. He older than all of us. You know what I mean? You should have more sense than that. Yeah. You see the fucking type of conversations I gotta have with us over there. I see. So you ain't gonna be calling back. Like, yeah, like Jerry, really? Dre done cussed him out? I'm like, oh. Because he can't understand in his mind why an older person would act like that. But like I said, Asa has a brother that's deceased. He got killed down Chauncey's or Dawnzy's down the strip, early 2000. Okay, you know what I mean? And he's older than me. You know, and Asa has a brother that is older than the both of us. That is paraplegic from the neck down. He's been like that since 16 months. Yeah. Wow. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that to say that his dad never really was a custodial parent to nobody. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? So he ain't never had to do no child rearing. He always had baby moms. It's his chance now. Right. And that's what I told him. Like, you gotta. So he's gonna take it over there with him. You know. Mm-hmm. I see a major change in Asa since he's been in there. He slimmed down a lot.
He definitely did.
He slimmed down. That's gonna get tall. Yeah.
He can keep taller than me.
I know. He's taller than everybody. Because all that weight is gone. That's why. I see a significant change in him. You know what I mean? And I hope that he continues on with it. Man, he's full over here. Different. I told him when I went to go pick him up, I said, now you've been going for a couple of months. And everything, I can see in your eyes that everything's different to you. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine doing 10 years behind bars and having to, you know what I mean? Yeah. And having to come home to that? Mm-hmm. Everything's different. You don't want to have to go through them changes. Yeah. You just don't. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to keep up with everything. Right. That's why niggas get out of jail and they constantly go back when they were teenagers. Yeah. And then they get out as grown men. That's not no way for you to live. Mm-hmm. It just ain't. Shit don't work out.
Well, hopefully he learned his lesson.
I hope he did. Yeah, he did. But I swear, y'all the only two people ever.
I'll be back then. It was like Roxanne, Shantae, Queen Latifah. I doubt she was dissing the people. I think it was Roxanne, and I don't know if it was one of them two. Damn, it was and
it's okay.
I'm a old school one. Where's the
She ain't everybody. So go. And I'm taking to Buy Pro Protein. Visit Buy Pro.
We're going to do our power rankings. We did football, but obviously football's over. So we're going to mix it up. This week we're doing top 5 diss songs. We're doing this in honor of Sheep, a song from Remy Ma. This is Nicki Minaj. It's brought to you by
It's brought to you by Buy Pro. That's my line, bro. Visit BuyPro.USA.com.
the promo code ESPNLA. If we change the promo code ESPNLA.
Ah, they kept me in the corner.
Protein water free with a purchase of a 2-pound jar of protein powder. BIPROUSA.com.
I was on a roll.
Oh, you want some? Yeah, I mean, it's got some. Oh, all these compliments and I'm taking Buy Pro? Yes, it's something to work. Hey, yoga Buy Pro might be it. Finally. Look, I had to break it back down. Finally.
All right, so let's go 5-1. We'll fly.
Let's be real. Let's go honorable mention and then go 5 away. 'Cause don't act like you can easily, conveniently fit them in all
That's
5.
true. It's top 5.
Okay, I do have an honorable mention.
Okay, who's your honorable mention?
You have one?
Well, I prepared 5, but now you have to take it.
Okay, I'm not trying to be local or regional, so this is my honor. Yeah, but I am. So this is my honorable mention. Mario Beckwith, Dollars and Cents by DJ Quick.
Yeah, somebody tweeted us that.
I mean, look. Now, everybody wasn't into DJ Quick/MCA like I was, but when you talk about lyrical content, he said EIHT. Should I continue? You left out the G because the G ain't in you. That might be the best verse in this track history because he used his name against him. But with that said, I get it. Everybody wasn't down in the hood of LA like us, but boy.
No,
that's it.
This is yours, though. Okay, this can be on it.
Okay, so that's it. Now, what you got? What you got?
Man, you made me go back to what we were doing honorable mention.
I just wanted to throw that in.
No, that's fair, though. That's fair. This one I know is the old school one that a lot of people love. And I'm just an honorable mention, so I'm doing it to my old heads out there. Criminal Minded from Boogie Down from BDP, Boogie Down Productions. I'm gonna throw that out to my old heads who are, you don't know. Let me tell you the first thing. So I'm gonna throw that one out there for people like that. Yeah. Another one that was a strange one.
This number 7.
This is number 6. This is 6B. This is 6B. Gray Day.
Oh
Because
yeah.
at the time, I was depending on your age, I didn't really realize it was a diss song. It was such a good song.
Yeah.
So it was one of those I'm just jamming, and it's similar to this back to back.
I am not on the radio.
Like I was about to walk on Boston.
No, okay. And
But my
what was
it
this
was
track?
a better song than this one.
Okay.
And that reminds me of Drake. Like, okay, he had a couple of lines against Luke and Easy, but it was more of just a good song.
It was sweet, glossy. It was just too pretty to get this song.
Very good. So we agree. All right, let's get to 5. You start number 5.
Ooh, this smells
Number 5. Y'all get drum rollers.
Yeah, give
I'm
us
so
some,
damn
Mario.
hyped. This is the best segment we ever did on radio ever. Okay, and number 5, I got 10% This by MC Light. Now, I know a lot of people don't know this song, but
It's like them. That's
it
okay.
starts off at like mute level, 0, and then you hear it. Hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, hot damn. And she said something. Here we go again. And she went in on her, and I'm going to leave it alone. And if y'all don't know that song, y'all got to get it.
But here's what I need you to do. So there will be songs that some people may not know. They're either younger or older than they know. Tell them who she was missing and why. I know back so you can remember.
I still don't know. I know. I mean, back then it was like Roxanne, Shantae, Queen Latifah. I doubt she was this for Latifah. I think it was Roxanne, and I don't know if it could be one of them two. One of them two. In the Shantae, or I think it was Shantae. So that's my
Okay.
5, because that still gets me hyped.
Okay. Mine is the beat in
The one about
Ice Cube. No, it was from Used to Love You.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. I'm listening to this. This is number 5?
This is number 5. I can't hate on Lil King. Yeah, he had a lot to say in that song. And you talk about the things that he did or he said against you. He had a lot to say for this. This and all this thing, and you didn't expect Common to go there because at that time, Common just dropped Common Sense and he dropped that part of his name.
But it still was in him.
But it was still in him.
Right.
So for me, the B in you, the Common was like, whoa. And also because he said his name several times. It wasn't I think I'm talking about you. You don't know exactly who I'm talking about. He said you. He said Mike 10.
But that's in your honorable mention world because you from Detroit, then he from Chicago. I just said it feels a little regional, but I ain't gonna hate. But I don't think anybody walked around saying top 5 is Common's diss on.
Wait a minute, you just said MC Light that no one else knew.
Oh my
Marcellus
goodness.
His list, and then Marcellus has his list.
Right.
Let him have his own
Right,
list.
Mario, did you even know that MC Light song you talking about?
No, I didn't know that song.
Okay,
Honestly.
so that's not. I guarantee if we polled 10. Matter of fact, if we poll people, next time you see your boys, just make it personal. And
What's the
throw
age?
those two.
Are they 42 like me?
Yes, even younger.
Okay.
And ask them between the two.
They're gonna say,
And they're gonna say Little Kim.
oh,
They're gonna think that was Little Kim.
oh God. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. So who's number 4? You go 4?
We got squeeze forward quickly, and then we'll break.
Okay.
So squeeze forward quickly. I will kind of go back and forth real quick. So I will start with 4. Second round knockout. Forgot about that, didn't you?
It was a good song. You had lyrics.
That lyrics, if you don't know, Cannabis was a lyricist from like maybe the mid-90s to the early 2000s. He created Cannabis was commercially, critically acclaimed. A lot of people love him around the world. He went at Ice Cube, LL Cool J. And because of the video together, Block 91, LL took shots at him, but he couldn't do it. He was after him. And
Microphone
took
tattoos.
the black off his arm. Had a lot to say about LL.
Let me say this. He was smoking some cannabis for LL. Who won that battle? LL Cool J, hard as hell. But Cannabis had a great song.
Oh, yeah.
Something dusty about that song that didn't get top 5 for me. But
Really? I thought the song, even the beat was hard.
Oh, look, my brother's been helping that
Mad
session.
at because I kicked that stuff that real people feel while 99% of your fans were high.
You know I'm gonna say that. You know they gonna fail. You know me so well.
see, all right. My number 4.
That's tap on.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm at work. I mean, I said I'm at. I'm at
People thinking it should be
I'm at the crib.
Then that means we have your 3, 2, 1.
gang related. Okay.
I think I know 2 of them.
Okay. Ether is
Why Ether?
what? I mean, I
Yeah,
can't-
hello?
What is that in the background?
I'm at the
Who
house.
said that is Jay-Z? I'm like, when I heard that, did the beat?
That's my speaker. I just turned it down.
I'm only doing this to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
I need more.
Dog, how'd you want to tell me to turn it down and then hang up? Come on. Oh, they trying to box me in. Ooh.
More courageous path.
Your headphones are here.
Oh, I hear that.
Very good low.
That piano chord there.
That's still hard right now.
What?
Still hard.
And that was a diss track?
Yeah.
This is a whole pro. Forget one dude.
The bridge is over.
All y'all.
Yeah. Afternoons of Marcellus and Kelvin. Our 5 Pro Power Rankings. And we are doing top 5 diss songs in honor of Sheether. By the way, where does that? Was it top 10, top 20, 15? Where? And we didn't get to talk about it. You weren't here yesterday. Where do you put that? Remy Ma dissing Nicki Minaj. For those who don't know, where do you rank that?
Too early to really give it a true ranking. I would say Effect is great, but I don't think it's going to stay top 15. I don't think it's going to be top 15.
Okay, and just how you feel about it.
It started off slower than I expected.
Completely agree.
Okay. There was a lot of, in the hood, they used to say, man, if somebody gonna get him, man, get him with a 22 so he could live. And I was like, what? And they were like, it doesn't have a lot of strength, a lot of kicks, like whatever. The bullet, you can survive a 22 shot, whatever. I heard that a lot. It seemed like she grabbed the machine gun of 22 and was just like, and she's great. But I swear in my mind, figuratively, Nicki Minaj is still standing there like, oh, you gave me all your best shots. Like, she went every level. Yeah. Perfect, even better now. 1,000 toothpicks, and I swear Nicki like, all right, I'll leave. Okay, you caught me. I was off guard. but you left me too much room to come back, and I think
Yeah, the challenge will be, does she take a lot of time with the Jay-Z approach? I'm so big, I'm sitting here at my throne, I look down on you, I don't need to. If I stoop down to your level, you already won. You brought me down to my throne. Will she take that approach? I'm not even going to respond. Or is she in the kitchen cooking right now, trying to come up with
You looking for
that
fishies?
I think the Sheether was a bit slower, and it started off like she didn't own. I was telling Charles, you could tell she didn't own it yet. Like, I love it. Like, it's me, where she had that energy in it. And then got some stuff.
Well, the thing is, the reason why people don't respond seriously is because expectations are different for the responder than it is for the initiator. So when you first blow, oh! But then if you really take a breath, you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. But then the responder, you're already like, yo, if you don't come 10 times harder than the first blow, you lost. And
But there is something
unfair.
that's also waiting too long to respond. Where when you come back, it's like, crickets. And I think you better not do that. All right, number 3, number 3.
Oh, and number 3, where you at?
You want me to go?
I'll go. Kelvin. All right, I got my number 3. You ready for this? Okay, let me get to you. All right, this is how it went. All right, so, dog. All right, somebody got shot, and then somebody said who did it, and then he said, as we proceed, and then he went on album and said, who shot you? And then not only, the best line of that verse, and I just caught it, I'm not lying, I just did this big interview for the Undefeated 20-year anniversary is coming up March 9th of his death. Yeah. So, he said, I can
Hey, you got to call out that building, yo.
sweat trickling down your cheek. Hear, not see it. Hear it. Man, that's so gangster. That's how pretty it is.
Only problem with that, and I love the song, we still don't know who he was talking about. He said he wasn't talking about Tupac. He said it. He said, everybody said he made that before Tupac was shot. And so it's one of those.
Best coincidence ever.
Did he say it about him? I consider that one, but I don't know.
Puffy said on some
No!
I remember going to Oakland with Biggie, and Biggie's like, we doing Who Shot You? And
said,
Puff's
"Don't
like,
do it."
don't do it, Puff.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't do it.
And that same show, he said, yo, I made this before he got shot. He said it.
We ain't got big.
Wink.
Come on, I ain't gonna put out a song called Who Shot You? And he just got shot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some controversy. Like, I'm not mad at that. It's Biggie and it's Who Shot You. I'm not mad at that. Number 3 for me,
Can I say, what is it, the brat?
Ice Cube. Can I say that?
No Vaseline?
Yeah.
Just a
Well, you
match and
just
a little
said-
bit of gasoline?
Okay. I didn't know what I said. Yeah. So Ice Cube, no Vaseline.
Okay. Let me hear it.
To consider where he was just, 6 months prior, like making money, you know, living it up with NWA, and then to come like that, and to come at a group,
Come on.
group, and really what it did is show, oh, he was the main piece, the main ingredient, the writer. It just showcased it. You're like, ooh. And so for me, and for it to be so raw, and to have lyrics in the air where, you know, to kind of have those types of lyrics and be that gritty, when guys were always being that gritty back then. Nope, for me, number 3.
I'm glad y'all said it all. Used to be hard, now you just wet and salt.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, Q, I have it 3. Do you? And then let's go to 2. Did that make this? Did that make the list?
Hey, I can't give away my ammo. Number 2, Cinema. I ain't even got to get hype on that one, too.
It gets
I
how
will slap somebody.
it started it like every conversation, every argument in the hood. First off, every argument you've ever been in your life, when you were a kid or you were in the hood, started off with first off.
Yeah. And then the worst dish you can say, which is
Disrespectful things about your life.
But you know why it's not number 1? I have to say this, because everyone knows how great it is. It's superlative restaurant. I love me the Outlaws in my own. I got these my little boys. Why y'all in this song? Like that's you could have had it.
You ever noticed that a lot of big names, random guys never lived up to it? You ever noticed that? Like, Love was from Detroit, but like D12 didn't live up to M. Outlaws didn't live up to Pop. Like, you know,
that's tough.
and you know, you get these big name guys. I don't know. Did Lynch Mob?
No, but they really tremendous. Because they putting them on. They're like, all right. Obviously, Snoop is the one, and then Dog Pound was tremendous.
Dog Pound might be, but that's a close. Corrupt is up there.
Exactly.
So I mean, but that was a close.
But we still know who
You respected the talent of the group.
Right. It's like one of them rises to the top of Snoop, and then he's like, I got guys right with me. The Locks and what? Biggie and all them.
All right, number 2 for me, agreed. My number 2 is him.
Okay.
Enough said. I mean, I think it's obvious. I think it's obvious.
It better not be Jay-Z.
Either. No,
Oh,
it's actually
okay.
either. So I go to my number 1. Mario, give me a drum roll. Like I didn't just say it. Maybe they didn't hear it. Give me a drum roll. Number 1, diss track of all time for me, Ether. Let me explain to you why it is Ether. Jump on afterwards. Let me explain to you why.
Right, this
The reason why is because Jay-Z did take him. And Jay-Z did a lot of things trying to be cute, like jabbing,
Oh,
like haha, saying a couple little cute lines. Nas found no humor. Like I can see the, at my imagination, I see Jay. It's fun, you know. He can have fun, have a little sip of something, and write something. And it's not came in like, I'm not playing. He wrote it down, bodied the verse, and walked out. And the I can feel the difference where a lot of them did it cute. Like, God, you know, I'm so Jay. And Nas said, like, I do this. If you'd have said who had to make the hits, maybe you got me. But you said who can write.
Which one came first? I think Ether came first. Yeah, and then Takeover was his response.
Here's my last part. Jay's response was like 4 songs. Because then he did the one Super Ugly, and then he did the one on Blueprint Part 2. Because he could never amount to Ether.
Exactly.
So for me, it was the number 1. It was the argument at that time, 2001, who's the best rapper alive? Who's the biggest rapper? Who's the king of New York? People say, who's the king of New York? Jay or not? And so to me, you had the best of the best going at it. At that point in time, it's Ether for me. That's number 1.
Okay. This is all right. First,
You know we couldn't have it with
Biggie was dead and Jay-Z was better than Nas, so I'm gonna let that go in 2001. Shoot, I bet DMX was like, yo, yeah, true,
Very true.
Come on,
Very true.
he was
He
hard.
had a
Right?
3-year run.
Yes, he did. All right, number 1 for
Number
me.
1 for me. Mario drum roll early.
Come here, Kelvin.
I don't know what he did.
Turn around.
Thank you.
Turn around.
Is it what I said?
No Vaseline.
All right, let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Told him
At
to
that
turn around.
time, we had a lot of people thought that Q was gonna make it, but they didn't think he was gonna really be something without NWA. Like people didn't get it. They were like, Dre does the beats, and that's what people like. Okay, Ren writes his lyrics. Q writes lyrics too for Easy, but Easy can't rap. What is Q gonna be? And then Q switched it up. He got kind of righteous a little bit in terms of Black Righteous Face,
Yeah.
Public Enemy. You went to the East Coast, so they really wrote him off. And boy, did he remember everybody who wrote him off. So to me, that's my number 1. Plus, it's the West Coast, it's my heart. And he didn't have, it had to be your heart. It had to be my heart.
It had to be.
LA.
You got so LA on me. That's what Hort.
And no lie, he had nobody else to help him. That's where Ether is 3 for me, because it's like, that's tremendous. But he did have a couple of missteps in terms of lyrical content. Like, it got cute, but it wasn't great. Bars 0 to 100. And then number 2, hit him up, had outlines.
So we had the same. Let me look at my.
Same
We had
song,
3.
baby.
Same 3.
Oh,
We had the
I'm
same
out.
3.
I need you to
You
grab this.
had. Except I had second.
Hey, clear that lane for me, John. Don't go.
That's what we should have argued. Who in the hell would say cannabis over who shot you? I want to hear if our people think that.
Well, my argument wasn't against who shot you. I didn't consider that this one because he said it wasn't. So, so I hard to like. If you're telling me several times repeatedly it's not a diss song, I mean, if he would have just owned it, if Biggie would have just owned it, like, hey,
Money. This
Pop,
lychee
get some.
should be a
You
million.
know?
That's
But
real.
he repeatedly went out of his way to say, I made this beforehand, before we shot. I swear to you.
Oh.
I'm like, what's hard? All right, so there you have it. I haven't even looked at my Twitter. I'm scared to.
I'm scared to too. Don't try to diss me because of my diss tracks. I mean, I would spit 15,000 bars on your head right now.
Mark Schlereth is going to join us next, but we still want to hear from you. Hit us up on.
Not bored and bourbon. We doing bored and bourbon. Oh God, it's 8 o'clock out there too. You gonna be on one. Don't be bored and bourbon.
Hit us up on social media. Marcellus Wiley Cannon Live. Charles is going to post that video. If you stop breaking the camera, My God. Mark Schler is going to join us next, and lots of discussion in the NFL. A lot of moves have been made, franchise tags on guys being released. And we're going to ask him about the Rams and if there's anyone they should look at of these guys that have been released. Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. We'll ask Mark Schler at that next. Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin, ESPN LA.
And HBO Sports presents an unscripted documentary series chronicling the 2016.
Oh, it's all on me.
UConn Women Huskies basketball team.
Well, I got
Shout out to
you.
UConn, where my daughter will be attending. As they pursue their
There is no
fifth
move
consecutive
from which I cannot recover.
ship. Them dudes. They don't lose, brother. When the last time did the ladies lost?
2000, I don't know.
1874. Don't miss
85.
UConn, the March to Madness Wednesdays at 10 p.m. starting March 1st. Only HB3.
Mike, can you get out? Can you get out? We need Mark. We need Mark.
Was not
Yeah, there we go.
Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin. All right. So,
He's probably at Bevo.
no, he's back from Bev.
Oh,
We got people who responded.
Here it is.
Los Doyers said, what about 300 bars from the game? Remember that one? That was like, if you have a day and a half free.
Yeah, more caliber than Remy Ma, but another one where it almost seems like
GU
too
not,
much.
remember?
Yeah.
Some people said also that Two Shots is not a diss track. What about Corrupt calling out names? This is from you. A few people tweeted that.
All right, man, I'm gonna stop dying, dog.
Calling out names. For Corrupt.
Oh.
No. And Super Ugly was very disrespectful.
Super ugly.
Yeah, Super Ugly. Of course, that one is when it got personal, but that was my point. He had to get super personal because Nas did his thing and moved on. He did his thing and moved on. We will continue this conversation. I have a feeling we will. But we don't want to bore Mark Schler with that. He is our guest, of course, ESPN NFL analyst. Mark, how are you, buddy?
I need to get a ray gun, man.
All right. Either our phone line has been messed up today or everyone's having bad service today. I don't know what's going on. Mark, are you there? All right. He may be calling him in the room. The hotel. Call him back quick.
I got him.
Read some more.
All right, keep going. What you got?
I guess there's one called Sauce from Eminem. Someone said it's going to be complete. Remember that?
Oh, that's that nail in the
Straight
coffin.
fire.
I do kind of remember that. I have to refresh my memory.
When I catch the raid at
Love Cannabis. Cool J when he went at Cannabis. Remember that one? Yeah, you heard it. You were Cannabis.
What about Real Mother G's? From EVE. Oh, that song be banging. Yeah.
That beat is all right, well, we'll get to Mark in here in just a moment. A couple of things we're going to talk to him about, or at least that I want to mention. Jamal Charles released. There's some running backs out there that were released from teams that your big dog, talked about Todd Gurley and the lack of production from him and questioning why he's being non-productive. You mentioned, is he giving the same effort he did prior? We're back joined by Mark here. Mark, can we hear you now? Can you hear us?
I got you guys, and I don't care what anybody says. I think you're both handsome gentlemen.
Just clean it up right there.
Clean it up right there. We appreciate that. I'll get straight to what I was just talking about. There are some running backs that were released today. Jamal Charles, Adrian Peterson. So it's two-part question. One, do you believe they have anything left in the tank? And then also, if you're the Rams, would you consider getting them? Because you didn't get the productivity you thought you would get from Todd Gurley like you did his rookie year. Would you consider picking either of those guys?
Well, if I'm the Rams, no, because I think the productivity is a couple of different things. One, your number one receiver is a slot guy that should be running crossing routes. That's what he is in reverses. And I'm not saying that Tavon Austin isn't a really good player, but he's not a number one receiver. He's not a guy that's going to draw double coverage that you're going to have to put a safety over the top on. He's just not that guy. So that's an issue. You don't have a quarterback that can play. That's an issue, and your offensive line sucks. So I don't really think it has a lot to do with the running back. I think it has to do with everything else. And the fact that they have not been able to develop an offensive player. Second overall pick. The dude was an absolute beast physically, and he hasn't figured out how to play in the NFL. I mean, you know, he plays like a he just did a wet pit kick. As big as people and strong as he is, he's got to be a lot better than that. He just hasn't been better. And a lot of that is technique, lack of development, whatever you want to call it. So I don't think it's really Todd Gurley's deal. Adrian Peterson is interesting to me because I think he still has it. But here's the deal. You know, in this day and age, how much are you going to pay that guy? He's supposed to set down back. I mean, one, he's never really been just pass protection. And two, he can't catch the ball. So, you know, I look at that and say, yeah, that's a guy, older guy now. Are you just going to keep him available for first or second down runs or short, you know, third down and you know, 3 minus and keep him in the backfield? So he's a guy that can be hard, but you can't rely on him first, second, third down. I don't believe. Jamal Charles is interesting to me, coming off of what his second ACL. That's a guy that I still think has some value in kind of a do-it-all role, especially in a nickel role. And we've seen these guys in nickel. Now, one, he's a super smart back. Two, the guy is physical. The guy will pass protect. So here's the guy all of a sudden, like, who knew who James White was before he had 14 receptions in the Super Bowl? He's the guy, to me, that gives you great value at a very marginal price, because I think he could be a, you know, second down and long, third down and long nickel running back for you that gives you the dual threat, still being able to run the ball, depending on how healthy his knees are. But I think he's a great back in pass protection, catching the ball out of the backfield, setting himself up in screens and things of that nature. So there's a great value there, again, at the right price, depending on health.
Okay, so let's hear a landing spot, especially for Adrian Peterson. That's where I want to go. Give me your top landing spot.
Gosh, you know, top landing spot for Adrian Peterson. He's a Texas guy. He looks really good selling Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know that that's going to happen. What about the Green Bay Packers? Wouldn't that be interesting after he just eviscerated the Green Bay Packers defense all those years? If he gave them a true just power back to take some of the pressure off of Aaron Rodgers, I think that would be, you know, that would be interesting. And it all comes down to, you know, the number cruncher nerd guys who know what salary caps are. I'm not that guy. I don't frankly care whose salary cap is what. But it's always fun to speculate. Those would be fun teams to see, you know, Adrian Peterson on. Again, would he go to a team like the Cleveland Browns that desperately need players? But would that be of interest to him if he had other options? I probably doubt it.
Mark Schlereth is our guest right now, talking about some things that have happened over the last couple of days in the NFL. Kirk Cousins franchised again. Had another pretty successful year, almost 5,000 yards, had like 25 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Coming off a year, he had another successful year. Why aren't the Redskins dedicated to him? And he's making a lot of money with these franchises being tagged, but why won't they commit to him long term?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they won't. I mean, he's the girl they want to date, but they don't want to marry. And I don't understand it, because I think he's an exceptional quarterback. I mean, he plays very well. And they got a lot of weapons in Washington. There's no doubt about it. The thing I really enjoy about watching Kirk Cousins' career is he has made mistakes. He really never makes the same mistake twice. He learns from them and he moves on. I think he's, you know, a top-flight quarterback. He's not one of those, you know, elite guys that you talk about, the Breeze category or the Brady category or, you know, the Roethlisberger category. But in the next category of quarterbacks, whatever that is, after the Rodgers and all those guys, I think he's in that category of quarterback. And
they let me pick him up.
Wow. Contracts to big money. And, you know, it's interesting to me because it comes down to the psychology of a football team. You know, as many crappy contracts as the Washington Redskins has given out over the years since Daniel Snyder has owned that team, you've got a homegrown kid that was drafted.
Yeah, I got some coming behind me, yeah.
That essentially worked his butt off, got an opportunity, you're a first rounder, second overall pick, became kind of your leader.
If you would never had that chop up out of the
and by all accounts is a really good teammate, and that's the guy you don't want to pay. And eventually, in a locker room environment, you kind of start looking at one another as players, and like, you look at the organization and go, wait a minute, we'll sign that dude over there who is a malcontent, who's a diva, who doesn't work, who's not, you know, whatever. And we're not going to sign a guy who was a homegrown kid that's busted his butt to get here and to become kind of one of the upper echelon players at his position. At some point, you sit in your locker and you look at each other and go, what are we doing? What is this organization doing? And I think the Redskins are in kind of a real trouble of having that kind of stigma placed on them from the locker room looking at the management.
It's an interesting point you brought there. Mark, we appreciate it taking time and joining us, and enjoy the rest of the week, brother.
You guys too, man. Always keep catching up. Be well.
All right, thank you. Mark Schlereth there, football NFL analyst, tomorrow ESPN, and interesting stuff you had to say when you talk about what the Redskins, the guys that they sign over the years, the guys that they tend to throw money to. But Kirk Cousins has been productive all these years, the last few years, and you need a quarterback in order to win in this league, and they won't give him the money. You got to answer me that next, and also we got to talk about somebody I know you love him. He's a Hall of Famer himself. I think he even drafted you. Bill Polian had a lot to say about Randy Moss and T.O., and it wasn't favorable for those guys. We'll tell you what he had to say next. Afternoons of Marcellus and Kelvin, ESPN.
This is Andy Katz from ESPN, along with my co-host Rick Klein of ABC News. On the latest edition of Capital Gains, we're going to digest the Baylor situation. We'll be joined by Jay McManus from ESPNW, the Baylor athletic director and a state rep from Texas.
Ooh, come on, Marcellus. You can't tell me that this should have been in your top five. Listen. Do. That's just open. Like, it's just bars. Like, go ahead and spit something.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to do this.
Because you don't want to break it down. Just
because it's yours, top five. Yeah. I feel bad. Like, you like this. You love this. And I loved it, too. But when we talking about, like, and if you want to disqualify who shot you, I respect that.
But that's a banger. But who we are, pun intended.
He went in on this.
Yeah. Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin. All right, I want to get straight to this. Quickly, to put a button on, we had Mark Schlereth on just a moment ago. Put a button on the Redskins and why they won't pay Kirk Cousins. I don't get it. He's been successful. Almost 5,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. The year before, remember, he had 23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions at the end of the season. That's where the whole "you like that" came from. Why won't they pay him? I mean, everybody can't be Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but somebody has to have the latter portion of the top quarterbacks, right? Yeah. The Matthew Stafford, wherever you may put him, Kirk Cousins. Somebody has to have those guys. And if you'd rather have those guys than have nothing.
Well, they are paying them. Top 5 averages the last 2 years.
Well, I know they're tagging, but I mean, why won't they commit?
Sucker made like 40-something million the last 2 years.
We talking about that, yeah.
Without long-term money. Yeah. So give them that. But I hear you. This is why. It's the Jordan Clarkson effect. It's this. He was a 4th rounder taken in the same draft as RG3. He was taken with the Washington Redskins, number 2 overall. That said, so we already got that. You know, this is real. Organizations, when they draft you, it's almost like you can overachieve, but we're always looking at you like, you're supposed to be the guy who runs it. But people obviously make Tom Brady, Tony Romo, etc. We can go past that. Here's the second thing. You can't coach 5,000 yards and only 25 touchdowns. Something ain't right. Something's empty about those stats. So let's go to the next one. You can't have our red zone offense be 29th ranked, and you throw 5,000 yards, and you're a franchise quarterback, so when we need you to put up points, you go, get us to the 5. Get us to the 5. So that's where it is coming from. They're still skeptical.
But we talked about this yesterday. ED and I were laughing. In fact, we were even screaming to the boss when he walked by. Scott, you can franchise me. I'll take the top 3 or 5, paid up in this industry and the percentage of the cap space and all that. You can give me that.
Yeah, but your voice ain't gonna run out in the next year. Like in football, you can get a catastrophic injury and it's over. You know.
You remember when I first started, it wasn't quite there.
Yeah, you didn't have the endurance for 4 hours.
Remember I had to bring a tea all the time. You guys were making fun of me. All right, so here's the question I want to ask you. Bill Polian had a lot to say about Randy Moss and T.O., and he actually had some tough things to say. It wasn't just a quick, they didn't do this, but I'll tell you what, they were heck of players. No, he went in He said he would take neither, but he talks about the Hall of Fame.
Seems
And
like
he
old
has, of
times,
course,
huh?
there'll be Randy
let's
Moss will
get
be
to
there
it.
next year, and so will T.O. because of his this year. He said he would take neither. He said, first of all, here's my opinion. I want players to contribute both individually and to the team. T.O.'s situation, his temperament, his ability to contribute to the team was well known up front. He's going to be a problem. He goes on to talk about the fact that Randy Moss, he says, basically you never know when he's going to commit. He said, obviously he had talent, but you never knew when he was going to play. He said, in my view, I can't have those guys in there. I play when I play. I just don't buy it. He's talking about Randy Moss, meaning, I'm going to show up. I'm not going to play for Oakland. I'm not going to play for 49ers. But I'm going to ball out with the Vikings. I'll ball out with the Patriots, that kind of thing. Hey, this is the guy who drafted you. This is the guy who himself is in the Hall of Fame.
No, he didn't draft me.
He didn't draft you.
No, he was already gone from there. He was an Indy Vikings. But yeah, I get it.
What do you make this?
It hurts me to still talk bad about Bill Polian because he helped design what the Buffalo Bills were. Which is the fourth straight Super Bowl, even though they lost them all. That's still a magnificent accomplishment. It hurts me because I know he's a football savant. He knows this game. He's a great mind of our sport.
But I've never seen a guy so wrong
and so off premise to double down in terms of ethics. And his ethics are putting that in front of production. This choir boy is more important to him than a baller. And it's reeking of contradiction. One, in Buffalo, I know this for a fact. I mean, you can Google it if you don't believe it. They had some troubled players. Let's just say that. And I didn't see them getting released and cut, and I see them in the Hall of Fame. 2, you went to the Indianapolis coach. Of all the owners who have a checkered personal issue history, you might have went to the worst, if not top 3 for sure. Jim Irsay dealing with his demons. 3, your receiver, Marvin Harrison, who's not better than Randy Moss or T.O., respectfully, and he's a beast, but respectfully, had more issues than both of those dudes combined in terms of real issues. And you didn't have a problem with the check from the boss who had his issues, or paying the player who had his issues. T.O. and Randy Moss had Bill, you are.
To me, you're supposed to set certain things aside. You're supposed to say, was this person a Hall of Fame caliber talent when it comes to the Hall of Fame? Not did I have an issue with them? They're the best teammate ever. No, but I tell you what, on a broken leg, when doctors say he shouldn't play, that guy did not look at his teammates and say, it's about me, it's about my money, I'm not going to hurt myself. He said, put me in, and caught 100-something yards and a touchdown and balled out in the Super Bowl.
Best player on
He was the best player on the field. Randy Moss, you talk about this guy. If he was that bad, I don't think Bill Belichick would have kept him for those few years that he did. And he was highly successful. We're not talking about 8 touchdowns and 800 yard success. We're talking about, what, 19
Is it really a point to this? You're just going to waltz right through.
So when I think about those 2 guys, you can't really go further than what? 1 or 2 receivers before you have to mention them? Jerry Rice? And then if you want to go Chris Carter or Michael, I'm saying that's about it. It's Randy Moss next, right? He has to be number 2.
Or T.O.
Or T.O.
Yep.
Because T.O. is probably more complete receiver.
He doesn't have to quit on his resume. Like the bad years, like, what happened?
He didn't show up. Yeah. And that almost really shows to the greatness of him that he didn't show up for a couple of years, but didn't have a great season, didn't have great quarterback play. And then you still look at his numbers. And then you also start to then, what happens, you know what it does, is it goes through when you have a debate with somebody. Like, for instance, you said, what was the MC Light song you put on your list? 10%. 10%.
You want the other 90 right now?
No, I don't. I'm going to actually get my own 90%. So I don't agree with that. But instead of just saying I don't agree, I have to then belittle that song. And I think if you're going to start to do this, what Bill's doing, well, then you almost start having to belittling Michael Irvin's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh!
Did anyone have more issues than Michael Irvin?
You mean the meet in July in Texas?
Yeah. Did anyone? I mean, and he seems to be doing well in life now. Wish him well. He's a great guy. He's amazing at what he does on television. Love watching him. Listening to Michael Irvin. He's the best.
Weapons getting
But,
right. Need rounds.
yeah, he's the best. I already gave you enough. This is way too much love.
On the same day we do diss songs, you gonna diss me like that?
And so, Michael Irvin's in there.
Yo, crawl over here.
Chris Carter had his issues. You want to talk about other people? Brett Favre had his issues. Brett Favre doesn't seem like somebody who wanted to show up to practice and be the hardest working guy. He quit on 4 teams. He quit on 4 teams. So for me, I don't like when you start saying, they did this and they were kind of iffy. But now,
hey, what's up?
Of course, we'd almost have to go down the line of guys who are in it and start to point those things out, as opposed to me saying, let's just look at the productivity.
It's amazing. I always talk about it, Kelvin, and look how it pops up. Remember I told you about God complex, and God complex is really pervasive in media. When you get distant from the actual execution of something and you get this superiority complex. Bill Polian should know what it takes to be a pro player. If you say Bo sets the world record when he jogged at the end, which he did, who the hell are you to say, oh, he can't get in because that wasn't 100% effort? What? If I could jog and beat you running, that's your fault, not mine.
All right, we got some phone calls. We'll take some next. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. We'll take some phone calls about this night again. I just don't agree with how these guys are handling these phones. Afterwards with Marcellus and Kelvin, ESPN 11. This isn't a Vipro office here. This is Vipro meeting.
Yes, Vipro.
You know what? Even though they did sponsor your favorite segment that we ever did just a moment ago.
Oh, that's true.
Power Rankings.
They give love, too.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody from Vipro.
And by the way, everybody is on this. There's like 27 people.
The whole factory, everybody.
Everybody's there.
Office management.
Yeah, you saw the janitors. Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah, but they're nice coming to a sad ending. That's not how you treat guests. Take them to a Clippers game and let them enjoy life.
No, go to the Lakers, enjoy. Look, your Staples Center is never the same. When you go to a Laker game and then you go to a Clipper game,
that's true.
It's not the same. The Laker game is the Laker.
Yeah,
that's right. I see.
I know that.
Right. After all that, I was waiting on my bottle of Vipro. Nobody dropped me a bottle or anything. I didn't get a Vipro bar. Mario, I didn't get a Vipro hat. They're like,
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Nope.
All right, 877-710-ESPN. Let's take a few phone calls here before we get out of here. Make room for Lakers countdown. Yeah, we're out here.
I knew that. Oh my God, we only have one more second. Let's go in on Bill Polian.
Again, Lakers, Charlotte. The Hornets are in town. That'll be 7:30. The game is here on ESPN.
What's somebody left?
Let's talk about Randy Moss. Charlotte not being in the Hall of Fame. Someone that you know, someone that you're. I don't know if you were close to him.
I got a great respect. You know, my birthday, I don't see him now, but he knows me up and down, and I respect him, but I disagree.
Sean leadership is we have some phone calls about it. Let's go to Elias. What's up, Elias?
I did hear Bill Polian say, even though I think Julian Edelman really is not bad in Antonio Brown, you know, like, they're not going to let you go to Rangers out of the Julian Edelman over at Antonio Brown. You're not going to take Demaryius Thomas over Julio. I mean, Julio Jones. You're really going to Julio Jones and Demaryius Thomas. You know, both those guys have rings, but there's other technikers that we'd rather have because they might not win championships, but it's not technically their fault.
Elias, you said Julio Jones has a ring. He doesn't have a ring. He should have had a ring.
I meant Demaryius Thomas.
Okay.
Really still taking Julio over that.
They were sizing Julio's ring, and then they said, "Wait, the Patriots won." Thanks for the call. 877-710-ESPN. Oh, San Diego.
Okay, guys. I'll give you 4 receivers, and then you tell me what's similar. Okay, Marvin Harrison, good in the locker room, bad out of the locker room. Got Super Bowl, but had to wait.
Let's see those meat maggots try this on for size.
Man in the locker room, no Super Bowl, he's waiting.
I know that answer.
Yeah, I think I know what's going on.
Bust this shit wide open and find out how it works.
He waited. He's not waiting.
Great great in the locker room. No Super Bowl, he had to wait. The only thing that's common is they all wait. So at the end of the day, the only they're wrong about whether or not he belongs. Of course he belongs. But they all, I don't know if it's just because of the numbers, if it's just because, you know, this age that we're in a passing era, or they just don't like the receiver side of the receivers, but they all have had to wait.
Mo, I'm going to try to answer that, Mo, and thanks for the call. It took him a while to get his point out. It took him a while.
I thought he was going racial.
Yeah. Oh, well,
they're all black.
I said they're all
black diva receivers.
I thought he was going to go more. The importance was in the locker room. That's what I thought we would have.
That
But
would
if I
actually
can
lay
say
a hand on
maybe
me.
as much as we, the viewer, enjoy it, as much as we, the viewer, take delight in it, and also they're probably one of the more well-known players, maybe voters really don't value a wide receiver position. Think about it. He just named guys that you would think off the top of your head absolutely first ballot, and they're not. Chris Carter was number 2 with like all the receptions and yards and this, that, and the other, and he's not in. Randy Moss is now in that same type of category where universally most people are going to say, who's the best receiver? Jerry Rice. Who's second? Randy Moss.
Let's see him come
And
at me
he's not, and
now.
he may not get in. Terrell Owens, top 3 to 4 receiver, won't get in, or didn't get in.
I wish I knew offhand who was first ballot receiver in Hall of Fame
other than Jerry Rice. I mean, maybe there's somebody back in the day. Yeah, but so maybe that's just voters don't value the wide receiver position.
Interesting, but his reasoning is off. We're not so concerned that he's like he has to wait. If Bill Polian makes a statement, he has to wait. People are like, well, most receivers have waited, but his reasoning why he's waiting is what our issue.
Yes, his reasoning is when you talk about guys, he said Randy Moss, in my view, and I said this publicly last year, I'm reading the quote, he said, I think the Hall of Fames are people who make their teams better, not who detract from their team. Now, T.O. was a bigger detractor over his career than Moss, but you certainly wouldn't call Moss any harbinger or example of what you want in a football player other than when he decides to play. I play what I play, I don't buy that.
All I have to say is this. It's so hard to be good enough to just get to the league, let alone stand out, let alone be a all-pro or Pro Bowler, but let alone be a Hall of Famer. And now someone's going to not take you for that level of accomplishment, but want to know, how did you do it now? Like, when did that become a part of the conversation? Like, did I get
I'm behind you.
on the field? No. Did coaches like me or not? Some did, some don't. Who cares? How did you get to Hall of Fame consideration? How did you get to be top 2, top 3 all time? Now you're going to ask me how I worked to get to that
told
place?
you before.
How dare you?
At least slipped on
And I also would take the majority of the time, Randy Moss was all in. He played well. He had times when he didn't, or times when you could question that. But majority of the time, he balled. And when he did, he balled at a level we hadn't seen other than maybe Jerry Rice and maybe one other guy. So you need to look at it. To me, the Hall of Fame is the totality of it. So you can't just pinpoint a season or two or a bad period in someone's life and say, because of that, I'm not going to let you win. It's supposed to be the totality.
So you're the second best ever to play that position.
And then you're not getting it because I have it.
I'm waiting on what?
Trust you, Nikolai.
Let's go to Quinn. Quinn, you have the last say in this. What do you think?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Appreciate it. I mean, you're
I think in terms of the Hall of Fame, you know, none of the other stuff off the field, major-wise, still matters because it's what you do on the field that comes first and foremost. You know, both of these guys, ability-wise, are clearly, you know, top 5 wide receivers all time. So if you look at their numbers, there's really no reason for them to be in except that voters are just thinking, you know, kind of like when Marcellus said, the way they did it. But, you know, if you look at just the numbers, there's clearly, you know, no reason they shouldn't be in. I think they're just kind of salty about the way they went about it.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, this has to win. I mean, if you wanted to say, let's say Aaron played another 4 years at the level he was. Maybe he was 5.
Murderer?
Yes. And then all of that came. And then you go to the and if someone wanted to say, well, that guy, I'm not putting in.
Yeah, Michigan. Yep.
We could have a conversation.
It would have happened
about
with
that.
OJ. People would have done that to OJ if it was present day. If that way all came out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's still a Hall of Famer. You can't take it away. But people certainly wish they
I don't know if he could just, but okay, you say that, but I don't know if he could just show up to the Hall of Fame thing. If they have like a all living Hall of Famers, we're gonna do a 100-year anniversary, I'm making this up. And halftime show up. I don't think he gets. I don't think can he show up?
We're having Miss Farmer on for USA Today talking about OJ tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Now, when OJ gets released, which he probably will, he needs to show up to the next Hall of Fame just to see what they're gonna do. I would love to see that moment. How dare you tell me I can't come? And I'm a Hall of Famer. Like, let's see how that.
You know what? That would be very interesting.
I want to see that.
I can see someone writing him a letter from the Hall of Fame saying, we're not telling you no because technically we can't, but we are suggesting that you don't. I could definitely see that happen. Nancy Armour from USA Today is going to talk about OJ, and of course you had OJ Made in America that actually won for 30 for 30. Won his first Oscar for ESPN. That one day we'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about him being released.
We all get a piece of the trophy.
I wonder that. Do we get to like the Stanley Cup? Do we all get to hold it keep it for a week? We'll be back at it tomorrow. Lakers Countdown. Travis and Brian up next. ESPN.
The beacon is lit. I know where and when you are. Sooner or later, we'll fight. Together, we will ensure a better future for our children.
Check out the Anyone else want some action? Fire sale! Yo, Bone Jaws, time to meet your maker. Max ammo. Line up, maggot brains. I'm locked, stocked, and cocked. Get lead, freak sacks. Hoorah! Don't fuck with a Marine.
Crosstalk time. Kelvin and Marcellus are in here, right? So a bunch of stuff that we did today that we're going to ask you guys about. Ever see the first
Yeah. You still hooping? Alright.
Okay, so let me rapid fire a bunch of stuff, you guys. First thing is, when I was ranked in her class, you guys realize that since 1947, no TTH have ever been never. It's the second Kevin Garnett gets hurt. Dirk Nowitzki gets unconscious and runs through the whole thing. LeBron, there's stories about LeBron's teammates dating his family members. Something happened.
LeBron lived up to his end of the bargain, though. He's like, I've been here since time.
Except Marcellus.
Hey, hello, somebody else.
The thing, I think he's Marcellus. I'm like the most thankful person to the career that I've been in. He's super lucky in every turn. But one of my great regrets that I feel I wasn't lucky about was I never got Kobe LeBron in the finals. I got Kobe in 08, 09, and 10. LeBron 11 till now. I mean, it just loses its flavor. But I'm convinced now. I hope Kevin's going to be fine. I never replaced Kevin here. But I'm convinced, Kelvin, that if you made me bet on Box A is Cavs Warriors final. Box B is something else. The field. Cavs Spurs. Yeah. Anything other than that. I'm now on Box B. If I made you make that bet, A is Cavs Warriors, B is anything else. 1A or B? So did Ben, so did Greg.
Last year, without
with the bench and big men.
Let's just go back to that.
Exactly. Add that part.
It is a completely different team, but
most spaces for his team.
Those three players that they would still have, who in the West can see those three players
Well,
in a series?
Well, you remember last series.
Hello? Yeah. Huh? How's work? You're not dying. No, you're not. No, you're not. For you to call 911.
Congratulations, freak bag.
Instead of calling me, you to call 911. I got trapped. Oh, not. Oh, I'm out. Oh, I'm done. Go, go, go. Let's go. Oh, you said what? Huh? Where is you at? Yeah, because I'm playing the game. But anyways, you're not down there, so. Wow, man, you'll be alright. What's wrong? Oh yeah. Them mood swings about to be crazy. Yeah, it's not kicking in right now, but it will.
Ow. Come on. I just shot myself.
I will make hell pigs pay for their insolence.
Yeah. Well, you the money lady. Yeah, I know. That's how it's supposed to go. Whenever you put an order together. No, I need a minimum of 10. 6 ain't enough.
Some things get better with age. Revive's not one of them.
Oh my God! All right, you text me what I have, and I'll let you know when else I can get the end.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I have after this game.
But I have 16 then. I have $6.
Yeah, well, some of that is gone.
What?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
No. Your Snickers, that blue John Snickers, that's gone. I got some more Snickers though, but everything else that I got is still here. It's just that Snickers that you want. Alright. Alright. No, you should be feeding yourself some food instead of. You're supposed to be eating some food if you're hungry. I know you need some chocolate. Yeah, I know.
ate like 2 chunks of pork already, and I still need some more. Plus, I need some garlic bread. And I still need some on that fat ass.
You corner him, real quick.
Oh, I need that.
There's still not enough of you freak sacks to make it fair.
But you only got that. Oh, fast kick.
Yep.
It opens those for chaos.
What's that moving?
He is a monster.
You gotta go back to work? You gotta hit that box, though.
Woodwork just ain't as much fun as blowing stuff up. Double points.
Huh? No, you're a little boost now. Huh? Who? That's your boy now. Alright, give me $5 and I won't say no more. Up, never mind. Good one. Oh, he quit. He quit. That is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. This is why you need a girlfriend? That's what you said. You said you need a girlfriend. You hear, Granddad?
Kind of scared me.
He hear you. I didn't say nothing. Well, in that situation, though, you put yourself in it. Okay. Well, how much you get? You get paid though, right? For one? What? Tax. Oh. Yeah, that was your sister's kids, right? No. Alright. Behind you, yeah, behind you. My God.
Not today, freak
Look at this.
I ain't going down like
I'm
this.
supposed to get Section 8.
Okay. You moving again?
Yes, that's the bad news.
Doc, why are you moving again?
Because my landlord don't take Section 8.
So you gotta pay full price.
No, I don't pay rent here, boss.
Oh, okay.
What? They said I qualify.
I will repair this
I'm one of
debt.
the only people that's in the program that's actually working to, you know, be able to pay rent and stuff. And I just keep asking, could you extend it, could you extend it, and all the extra stuff. And I even look for a job.
Alright.
I really don't want to move, but then I do. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, I want to move when I leave stuff.
No, this ain't as much fun.
Yeah, because that's gonna look bad on, like, when you try to apply for like a house or something. They're like, oh, she keep on breaking her lease. This, that, and the other. We don't trust her doing this and doing that. So yeah, that's.
I don't know. I was talking to my landlord today. There's not a thing for but they definitely said that.
Better start looking for some land.
Yeah, so when they give me that appointment, I'm going to make lasagna tomorrow.
Oh, you can only make a lasagna. Oh, they say me a plate out. Yeah, told you I'm trying to gain weight. Actually, I just bought some food stamps off of Mike's friend.
Gotta get some more rounds.
Look at that, you hung up. I didn't hang up the phone. You know what? Okay. No, I ain't talking. It's somebody else.
Max ammo. Max ammo, max killing.
Huh? Oh, he. Say that again? Shit. Alright. Yep, that's how you do it. Huh?
At last, the tide tips in our favor.
We gotta own rap. Rap can't expand into fusion, and then we say that's still great rap.
Alright.
Great rap. Like you can say great music, a great song. I just say great rapper. I say great rap music. No, you can just say that was a great song. Or that's some great rap music. You can't say great rap. Well, maybe we don't have to.
Doesn't get any better.
Check it out my face with the damn color report. The hell? What's wrong? What is wrong with being non-radio sound? That's one lane. The other lane is, can you, I mean, seriously, have you heard that one? Like,
yes, very much so.
One moment I'm like, all right, Grandma, go to bed. All right. And then the next moment I'm like, no, Grandma, get up. We got to go to church. Then the next moment,
you do.
I'm like,
you do sit in and out of church. That's what just makes everything else. You're in Sunday school. You're the bad kid who was in the back of the church smoking. It's a lot of that.
And then there's some Love Jones in there, little finger snaps. Yeah, I'm just good. I'm not hating on him because I told you 6 months ago when I saw him before, he's amazing.
Yeah, it's just with
I'll
you.
keep it in my pocket for now, alongside my other balls.
Like, the speed limit was 60. You had to be going 110.
Okay.
And it was just 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne.
You know me?
It was Ray Shremmer. I mean, it was insane. It was the greatest.
Mike Will made it.
It was the greatest 15-minute ride I've ever had. That was supposed to be 15. But we did it in 15. What do we do? Hey, and then listen, Blaze, and say, should take you 47 minutes. He's like, cool, we'll do that in 12. The back of my head went to the back of his seat, so I'm like, whoop, took off. Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin. Marcellus Wiley came up live on social media. All right, so I want to spend some time, brother, talking about the Combine. Today we're going to have a show where we actually will have some guests on there who will help us kind of break this down a little bit, specifically with the Rams. Gary Klein of LA Times is going to join us at 4 o'clock. The Combine is in Indianapolis, and we have so many stories that come out of that. Deion Sanders came from the seats and ran a this, and Bo Jackson ran a 4.19, but no one knows because they weren't clocking it back then. All these stories, and we see Tom Brady looking like a non-athlete, ends up being the greatest quarterback of all time. All these stories and things that have happened in the Combine. I want to dig a little deeper into what the Rams need to look for, not having a first-round draft pick, how that will affect them, but First, before we go there, Big Dog, give us your draft. I'm sorry, your combine experience. Your draft experience, specifically combine.
Yeah, in short, it was amazing just to be out there in that spectacle of the combine. I didn't take anything for granted. I had very little expectations in terms of what I was going to see and how I was going to perform, just because it was a big deal for me. It made a lot of sense for me to go out there and perform because of my competition. The level of competition was so small, so weak in comparison to these guys who played against the big dogs. So you show up at the combines, and they, they address everyone as a group. You get to see guys out with hats on and hats on, and you get to say, all right, let me size the dude up. They tell you your itinerary, then the next day you do some leg exercises, side bench machine. They do an analyzation of your body from head to toe, in and out. And the first day you do some drills. Second day you come back, do some 40-yard dashes. They take you to the bench press, psychological evaluation.
I want to stop there for a second. So Eric Davis was on Monday in place of you, and we talked about the crazy questions they asked, how some of them are offensive or they pry into your personal life. What were some of the crazy questions that you received during the combine?
Was I scared of the dark? I was like, I used to be. Do you wet the bed? I used to the age of 13.
You don't have to be that honest, though.
You gonna draft me or not? You want me or you want what you think? Craziest questions. They knew I liked to party. They knew that from college. I was like, damn, we're gonna find that out. They were like, we know people at the campus. They said, you don't need a lot of sleep. That's how they posed it to me. I heard you don't need a lot of sleep. I said, I don't. This is so when you're up more than most people, what are you doing? I was like, oh man,
Hey, move out. Hey, sprawl out that corner.
Last night.
Yeah. So we broke it down. We kept it real.
Okay, let me ask you this. So you're in that room and they look at you and you're a specimen. You're 6'4", at that point, what, 260, 270?
272.
272. You ran a 4.61. Look at this guy, he's a beast.
No ammo.
Can those questions really affect you, or is that just some formality? Meaning, if they have, here are the questions, here are the answers we want. And if there are 20 questions, and if you answered 15 of them incorrectly or the way they would out of hope, would they say, "Do we really care?" Or do they really want
to me, they're only tiebreaker questions. These questions are only asked when we have another guy that we rate exactly the same as you. And then we are like, what is a tiebreaker? Then you get to this level of scrutiny. But besides that, like you said, 99% of the times, no matter what you say in there, if you are Orlando Pace, who was the #1 overall selection my year, and they walked in there and said, Orlando, you like to play football? And he could have been like, huh? And then they were like, okay, fine, Orlando, you want to answer that. Just say your ABCs, what? And he would have still got drafted first overall because of that film. M-O-P-N-D. There's nothing he could have said, I think, that talked
I wanted that machine gun.
They ask those questions, and it would be, at least it seems that they have a certain way they want those answers to be answered. Those questions to be answered.
And they, you know what's funny? They hate the PC answer. So if you go in there scripted, yes, sir. They're looking at you like,
cliche, he's just giving us what we want to hear.
Russell Wilson. That's why he dropped. He was the
first rounder. Like, man, this guy's so boring. Should we want him? They'll make it. Do it. All right, last time. All right, sir. Already starting, sir.
You transfer schools. Tell me what was the reason behind your transfer.
First of all, I just want to say what happened was opportunity to be here before you guys, and I just want to thank my father for instilling me the discipline that I needed. But I'll tell you what, guys, there's an opportunity to go somewhere and grow. I understand that it was going to be challenging. I said, why not take on that? If I'm a leader or not? And I figured that's just something that I'd be able to do. And as a leader of the team, especially at the quarterback position, I value the importance of being that guy, being the front man for my team. So I value that experience. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
I'm done. But no, he turned around.
They're like, wake up. Like, oh, shoot, he's done and he answered. Gee, I just want to, first off, I want to take this opportunity to thank my offensive line. Dude, you didn't win an award at both schools. Or I'd like to thank the woman that I'm going to marry for the straight time and quality time.
She's my future, not his
My
future.
Oh, man.
I couldn't play with
I
Russell
refuse.
Wilson.
Between you and Travis Rogers, you are not going to make me not like Russell.
I could not play with him right now because 2 albums in 2 weeks. Oh, Russell, you know what we're hearing in this locker room. It's going down. I don't give a damn about
No,
y'all
but
life.
see, he wouldn't be mad at that.
He wouldn't?
You would respect that. Respect that. That's your musical tastes, and we all have the freedom. You know, that's what they fight for, freedoms in America.
Hilarious.
He would not be mad at you. He would be now down when he gets in his car. He's punching all the seats.
Oh,
but
man.
in front of you, you would never know.
Oh, man.
All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll break now. I want to come back and dive a little deeper into what the needs are for the Rams when it comes to the combine. What you'll be looking for, you as somebody who played in the league, and also talk about the franchise tag of Jermaine Johnson. Did they need to do that? Was that the right move for them to make? We'll discuss that next as well. And a full show, Gary Klein again. Like I said, is going to join us at 4 to dive a little deeper into the Rams and the combine. He is live in Indy. We'll have halftime at 5 at 5:15. Nancy Armour, who wrote a column for USA Today Sports about OJ, read that column. Some good questions to ask about OJ being released and just why he still remains relevant to this day. And at 6 o'clock, our favorite segment, In the Joint with Dr. Flacco. We'll be on for like an hour.
Go in his office.
I know. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay, cool.
All that Doc at 6 o'clock. Afternoons with Marcellus and Kelvin, ESPN LA.
We're going to keep the good times rolling. Spurs, number 1 and number 2 in the NBA. And they go head-to-head this Saturday night. ESPN Radio, presented by GNC.
Rams are forced to make the best of the back end of the draft. Marcellus not having a first-round draft pick afternoon for Marcellus and Kelvin. We know they gave up to get Jared Goff, which even then I say I didn't understand it. If he's not even going to start, if you didn't feel like he was the guy, then why give up so much? But here we are. Draft again is going to be April 27th to the 29th in Philly. And Big Bay and Les Snead, they are all feeling
Oh my God!
About the back end of the draft.
Hey, a daily stroke on air.
No.
Dog.
Monthly turned weekly.
No, get him!
Easter, Michigan. End it. What y'all
I had to
saying?
clap with that. They are optimistic about the back end of the draft here. Eric Davis was here Monday. I talked about that. I said, what are the expectations when they don't have a first-round draft pick? How do you go into a draft and address your needs? Whether you want to talk about offensive line help, whether you want to talk about a receiver. You can even say maybe you're running back. Todd Gurley is clearly your number one as of now, but maybe there's someone you saw that you were interested in. What is the first thing you would look for, you, Marcellus, going into the draft, keeping in mind you're not going to be able to get a top talent in the first round?
Yeah, look, I think that when you're talking about second round down, there are bars. There are certain positions that just scream at you and say, look, they're there, they're loaded, they're talented. Offensive linemen, think about it. This is a team that is drafted very high in the draft, first round top 3 picks. At the offensive line position, having transferred that over and translated into success. Second round, the third round, fourth round, there are guys, meat and potato guys who just go out there, not only give the confidence to a young Jared Goff that's necessary, but also let you know I'm trying to protect you and allow Todd Gurley to flourish once again in this system. So to me, offensive line is just screaming to me, and second round was not discouraged to me because I still account.
Nope. It just means that you have to focus more on what you can do. You have to be even more attentive to what you want because you don't have that opportunity to try to get a guy in the first. If you miss it, you can try to get a guy in the second. You have to really narrow down your picks. But the NFL draft is one of those things. Not like the NBA or not like
Who's driving? You driving? No, I'm not. Who's listening to?
What?
Alright, y'all, I'm out.
Y'all on level 30?
20, 24. We're about to make it to 24. Alright, yo, we got to hop on later. That's another phone question. I'm out. Michael Hoop.
I'm not sure Rick Dawkins any less crazy than
Alright, y'all. I'll be on later.
Obviously, we know Tom Brady's situation. We don't even